Meow. Hi, buddy. JPEG right there. All right, everyone. Welcome back to Egyptian Trash Cats. I'm Jeffrey Drum, behind the camera, my lovely wife, Lex Levy from Ancient Odysseys. And so, quick trash cat update. We'll introduce you to everybody who's lounging around this morning. This is Hairdo. She was missing, not missing, but just MIA. Yeah, she was MIA for, I don't know, about a week or so. And
where did you go?
She finally made her way back. This fluffy one here is Grace. This is Mila. Grace, yeah, she's a sweet girl. And Mila came from around the corner to have her breakfast. Big Bert. Hey, buddy. He's in a feisty mood this morning. All right. Fuck. Chica. Kermit.
Kermit's my favorite. She's an old girl. What about baby Bert?
So, hold on. So the big trash cat update since the last video. There's been a lot of things that happened. So in our last episode, we left before our trip to Malta.
That's right.
And we had 7 new kittens that had been, you know, either brought here or, so we had 5 little kittens that were brought here by someone that found them near our home. And then we had 2 little kittens that were the babies born in a trash can in our stairwell that were the babies of, we call her Azul, one of our other apartment mates called her Opie. So we had 7 little kittens. Before we left for Malta, so of the 5 that were brought here, 2 of them were very, very small. 3 of them were more healthy. The 2 small ones ended up passing away before we left for Malta, and I buried them in our cat cemetery, which is kind of in the middle of the road out here. There's a lot of them in there now, unfortunately. But these 2 little ones died of natural causes. Not all kittens make it. Then we left for Malta, and I got a message from the BOAP, the porter for the building, that the other 3 had been, we don't know exactly what happened, but it appeared that they were mauled to death.
Some creature.
Something not ate these things, but killed them. Killed them. So they were found, again, it's a super gruesome way to put it, but mauled to death. So those 3 died. Then we had the 2 that were born by our kitten Azul. One of them, again, didn't make it just from natural causes. Usually the small, kind of malnourished ones, you know, that's why kittens have a whole bunch of kittens. Even in the best circumstances, not all of them make it. So the only one that was left was Bert Jr. So he survived, and we're actually going to go check on little Bert.
He's thriving.
He's thriving. But unfortunately, the mother also died. So she was such a good mother and was taking great care of Bert, doing just an amazing job fending off the other cats and defending his little territory and doing her motherly duties. One night, again, our apartment fellow neighbor, she really liked Opie, or Azul. And she came down and saw her underneath one of the cars out here, and she unfortunately had died as well. Kind of with the cat, yeah, not the neighbor, the cat. Azul, Bert Jr.'s mother. She didn't get run over, and there were no signs of trauma, no blood. You know, she didn't get squished by the car. She had just gone under there and then died. So we don't 100% know what happened, but she also got buried in the cat cemetery. So as always here on Trash Cats, we do our best to take care of these little guys and give them the best possible chance at life, but it's dangerous out here in these streets. And these are street cats, and this is the reality of cat life in Egypt. You know, when it comes to kittens, not all of them are going to make it. And then even with the adult cats, not all these guys are going to make it. And we don't know exactly what happened, but she was under the car and she was dead. So with all that being said, I know that's kind of a bummer. And,
depressing.
It is depressing, and it's hard for me because I get attached to these cats. Anytime you care for something and put emotional energy into it, when it's taken away, it's very difficult. And you know, I hate seeing these cats die, especially when you hear the news when we were in Malta that the 3 little kittens had been mauled to death. You know, I was like, oh my God. And unfortunately, our buwap found these mutilated little kittens, so that sucks. It's also tough when they just die of natural causes, because the little ones were so sweet. They were very fragile. You know, clearly there's a reason why they're not developing as quickly as the other ones. Cram it. Sweet girl.
She's over 10 years old.
Yeah, she's an old kitten. She's been living in the stairwell for over a decade. Yeah, such a sweet girl.
Let's go see Bert Jr.
All right, so yeah, let's go check on Bert Jr. Oh,
Aww. With his daddy.
so I will say,
He's big.
he's getting big, and
They love each other. Good, he's learning how to fight. Bert was an absent father for a while. Now he's
yeah, he was you know, deadbeat dad. But you can see very much that little Junior here looks just like his dad. He has somewhat been adopted by, again, Bert has come around and been very sweet to little Junior here. Look at my beans. Look at my toe beans. Look at them toe beans here.
they're cute. So soft.
He's such a sweet little kitten. So, you know, he was basically abandoned, not abandoned by his mother, but you know, he has no mother. So Chica, the gray one, has become somewhat of a surrogate, not for nursing purposes, but she, you know, they wrestle and they play, and she's been kind of keeping an eye on him. And I was also very surprised that, you know, Bert is very territorial. Big Bert over there is very territorial. And I think he sees this little guy as not being a threat. So he's been, you know, not that he knows he's the father, or cat dads, you know, they don't have any responsibility in terms of, he's such a cute little dude. Junior. He's also been very protective of this little guy. Junior has a little cat castle back there that I built for him.
It's perfect.
Out of a tire and some blankets and some bricks and stuff, and some old window shutters that are back there. I made him a quite nice cat castle.
You're the best cat daddy.
So, you know, he's gotten big enough to where he's exploring the territory. And we kind of live on a little alleyway, and you can see there he's making his way out into the alleyway. So, you know, he's on his own now, and he's making his way over from his little cat palace to the big boy food bowls now, and he's out here every night. He's been getting very spoiled on soft food, and now has been weaned off of that, and he's eating crunchies now. So he's doing pretty well.
Let's go put him in his Cat palace.
Well, he doesn't really like the cat palace anymore, and that was more for, come on, that was more for defensive purposes because, you know, it was believed that some of the street dogs were the ones that had attacked the 3 small kittens.
I don't think so.
So I built him a defensive fortress, and our other 2 dogs, not our dogs, but the dogs that live over here. Well, oh yeah, no. They got blamed. The white dog is Lucky and the black dog is Scruffy. Lucky and Scruffy got blamed for killing these 2 kittens, but I don't think that's true because they were all raised around kittens and they're not like aggressive.
They're too lazy.
So this is Big Bert, or Bert Jr.'s little pet palace over here. The shutters were to go on top of the tire that's filled with blankets and stuff. Because again, he didn't have a mother to protect him, so we wanted to make sure that he was safe at night. And
King of the castle.
King of the castle.
Thirsty. He's eating Cheerios.
He was very disappointed this morning. This morning was the first morning I haven't brought him out soft food. So he was looking at this like, you know, what the hell is this? And why doesn't it have the good stuff in there? But, you know, he needs to, you know, soft food is a nice treat, but he's got to eat what all the rest of them eat. So he's doing good, eating crunchies. And yeah, not always good news, but you know, that's the update, and that's the reality that it is what it is trying to take care of these little street cats. So we've also had 2 more. Sarah, the mother of most of the OG cats, she had another litter, and there's 2 more small, maybe a few weeks or maybe a month older than this little guy. They've started coming around at night and they made their way to the food bowls. So, you know, the volume of the cat family fluctuates from time to time, but such is the nature of being an Egyptian street cat. So that being said, if you want to help support these little guys, and he started to be a biter just like his dad. He likes to play pretty rough. Again, look at those toe beans right there. Look at that. Tell me you don't want to help support these little beans right here. You know, help us with cat food, help us with medical bills. We certainly appreciate that, as Egyptian Trash Cats, as of yet, is not a monetized channel. So we do this because we love it, and I love it. And it's just nice to be able to take care of these little animals. So if you want to help, there's a link in the video description below to the Trash Cats Support Fund. You know, you can leave a thank you, comment, contribution, super chat donation. Also go check out our other channels. Let's Go with Lex and G for all of our food and travel related adventures. Ancient Odysseys, my wife Alexa's channel, for all of her ancient site expeditions and research.
Thank you.
And then mine is the Land of Chem. Here's Chica,
Checking up
the
on
surrogate mother. So she's been keeping an eye on Junior as he grows up, doing a very good job. King of the castle. I have a chair. I have a chair. He's a good boy. All right, buddy. All right, so that's my usual morning routine out here. They get food, they get water. It's time to go to work. So thank you all so much. Please remember to subscribe. You know, share this with everyone. You know, comment to help boost the algorithm. This is Junior. He's a sweet boy. But I have a feeling you're going to turn into an asshole just like your daddy.
It's in his genes.
It is in his genes, but at least he's learning to kind of defend himself and roughhouse with Bert.
That's important.
So that's good that them growing up together, Bert will know who he is, because Bert has a tendency to try to attack all of the other males that come around. So look at him. Look at that face.
So
Show the
cute.
world. All right. So the survivor, 1 of 7. And
The world will know your beans.
yes. But that's about the ratio, the survival rate for kittens here. Of all the kittens that we've had, yeah, it's about 1 in 7. Another good update. Opie, my little gray cat, and we'll have to bring the camera so I can do an Opie update.
Yeah, let's do it.
Opie is still thriving in his new home. You know, half a mile, maybe a mile up the road.
He's at a villa.
He lives at a villa now, a mile up the road. And we were walking back from the grocery store, and he followed us all the way back. He got tons of affection here in his old area, and then he was gone in the morning. So on our next grocery run, we checked, and he was already back at his villa home, which is, you know, it's very safe. There's an enclosed gate that he can walk through, and it keeps the dogs out. And he's got a harem of cat pussy up there.
It's true.
So, you know,
did well
he's
for himself.
living the good life. All right, buddy. We'll say goodbye one more time. So thank you all so much for your support. Send Junior some cat food.
Meow.
Meow. All right, buddy. JPEG right there. All right, we'll see you next time.
Cuties.